Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a super long time, but it's just been so much going on with life itself. Last week we just lost my boyfriend's father. He passed away of cancer, and so just basically being there for him and being there for his mom and his brother, being there for his sisters and him, pushed me back a lot. So I had a lot of family things going on. So yeah, so now I'm back with another video. Sorry guys that it took me so long. I promise you I will try to be on these vlogs more. Since my TTC journey have been pushed back a little bit, it's been kind of hard to find topics to talk about and discuss as far as recording wise, but I'm back with a topic that is very interesting to me, and I've been meaning to touch topic based, talk about my opinion about the situation since it happened. But like I said, with the funeral arrangements and going to a funeral and grieving in our way, have pushed me back from that. But I am originally back, and we're going to talk about this topic. So the question that is asked, and this definitely brought me to talk about this topic since the San Francisco incident. I don't know if you guys know. I think the girl name was Bonita and the guy name was Corey. I'm not too sure. Had an incident where a white guy with dreadlocks was approached from an African American female, where she told him that your hair doesn't belong here or something. She said, quote unquote. I did make a video about this before, but I didn't put it up because it was 3 days after my boyfriend dad passed, and I was a little angry in that video, and that's not the type of person that I want you guys to see, because that's not me. So I deleted that video, and I'm re-recording it about the incident that happened. Now usually I don't talk about incidents like this just because people got their own personal opinion about it, and it's not that I worry about people getting offensive. It's just that I just don't really like to talk about things on social media as far as what goes on, because it's just so depressing, and I just don't want to talk about it. I mean, I'm not a very much person who is into TV, or I don't like watching the news at all. So I am just a person that's just like, I really don't want to talk about this. But this is not just talking about that incident. This is going to be talking about things in general. Just a few things that I've been told since I've had locks and etc. So jumping straight into that. So a lot of Black people, African American people, believe that white people shouldn't wear locks or dreadlocks. They state that they're people that are trying to be like Black people, that they look disgusting. They're just trying to copy off the Black culture. My personal opinion about it is that when the guy Corey was approached from the African American girl Bonita at the San Francisco college, I felt like she was being racist. And if that would have went a whole different way, like if that guy would have reacted as far as like pushing her off of him or hitting her by an accident, then it would have been required him hitting her because he was white. Not even the fact that she was physically putting her hands on him and trying to get him to listen to her when he was just trying to walk away from the situation. He simply said in the video, I just don't want to listen to what you have to say. He was trying to walk away. She's constantly pulling on his shirt. And in the process of this, she didn't know that she was being recorded. Now, I feel like, before we get into the whole dreadlock and lock thing, I feel like, once again, if this would have went a total different way, like if he would have hit her by an accident or pushed her off of him, this would have required him doing it because he's white and she's Black. When I feel like as a woman, you shouldn't put your hands on a male regardless. And the same thing with a guy, you shouldn't put your hands on a female, especially if they didn't put their hands on you first. I think the whole physical thing, it's not even much of what she said. Well, it is something of what she said, but it's also much of her becoming physically aggressive. I just feel like as a Black woman, a lot of people already assume that Black women are aggressive. And the fact that she's being aggressive in this video is kind of making us as Black women together look bad. And the fact that she's being racist. Now, it goes back to a lot of people saying that white people are racist and they do this to try to copy off of our Black culture. But there are a lot of white people that are racist, but there are a lot of Black people that are racist. There are a lot of Asian people that are racist. There are a lot of Indians that are racist. So it doesn't necessarily mean that every white person is racist. And when you say those things and you treat white people that way, you're just as low as they are, as the people who are racist. And I feel like stuff like this is going to require to cause a race war, and this is my personal opinion, especially when it comes to, you know, you pulling on someone and telling them they don't belong here. Like, she attacked him first. Like, before the physical part, she attacked him first with her negative comments. It's pretty much a comment that you should have kept to yourself. If you don't like people who are a different race than Black and they're wearing locked hair, it's kind of a comment that you keep to yourself to avoid conflict. So I felt like when she approached him, she was just starting something. She was being a bully, she was being a troublemaker, and it caused a lot of confrontation on her part because of what she started. And believe it or not, there are a lot of Black people who just root for her because she's an African American woman, and, you know, saying that she's right and she's doing, you know, she did what she was due to do. But then they turn around and talk about white people being racist and this, that, and the third, when they are on the same level as racist white people. I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying about this, is the fact that people should be allowed to wear their hair however they choose to wear it. This guy, Corey, didn't go up to her and say, oh, you shouldn't wear a fro. You know, you shouldn't wear a 70s fro or an 80s fro because you're Black. Like, if it would have went that way, then it would have been a whole different story. You know, like, I didn't hear anybody really defend Bonita, but I know there are people out there who do defend her because she's an African American woman. And I just felt like the aggression definitely came as not as much as what she said, because I kind of blurred off what she said because she sounded ridiculous to me, but just the fact that she was physically putting her hands on him. Like, he's simply trying to walk away, and you can tell after the video she looked like a fool because she asked Corey's friend, why are you recording this? And he simply said, for everyone's safety, in case things would have went differently. Now, what makes me upset about that is the fact that the people who saw this video from that school and basically had the nerve to say in that article that they can't do anything about it because she's entitled to her opinion, when really it's not even much of you being entitled to your opinion. It's the fact that you're allowing that negativity to go on in your school. And it's not even of her just speaking words. She simply put her hands on him, which is now known as assault. Once you put your hands on an individual, then it goes different ways, whether you're grabbing him, whether you just tapped him, or whether you're tugging on him. You're physically putting your hands on him, which can cause as being assault. So I don't feel like, you know, her talking her opinion is negative enough, but her physically putting her hands on him is just as bad. I don't know exactly if he sued anything against her. I don't think he did, but just the fact that it was a wake-up call to see that if it would have went that way, if he would have put her, as trying to get away from her, if he would have swung his hand back, if he would have swung his hand back and hit her by an accident, or pushed her just to get away from her by an accident, it would have conspired for being a race war, and he was just being racist, and she was just being who she was and speaking her opinion. Now, I don't agree, once again, with the whole Black culture are the only people who are supposed to wear locked hair, matted hair. I have to unfollow people on Instagram about it because they always talk about, once again, the promo Black people are always discussing about this is our people stuff first and this, that, and the third. And it's kind of like, what example are you setting for our next generation of people? I mean, these kids are watching you. They're looking up to us as the older generation, and they're going to be the next one stepping up doing the same thing. And that's what's going to require a small mini war. I really feel in my heart that a war is going to start from stuff and people like this, talking about something as far as how you should wear your hair because you're a different color. There are hundreds and thousands of people of different nationalities who are locking their hair. Locks have been since the Aztec time, believing of locked hair, and even some religion cultures believed that the women and the men is only more attractive when they do lock their hair. So, locks have been here for centuries, but it's never said or written down that only black people are supposed to wear locked hair. It doesn't say anything about that. I feel like when white people wear locked hair, I think it looks beautiful. Or if Asian people decide to lock their hair, it looks beautiful. People should be allowed to wear their hairstyle any way they choose to wear it. The same thing as fashion. They should be allowed to wear whatever they want to. It doesn't matter. And the fact that people are so cramped up and worried about how a person should wear their hairstyle is just ridiculous. Like, what world are we living in? You're talking about something of black culture that happened thousands of years ago. Like, you're saying something, when people bring up racism, I'm just like, what is this? This is 2016, is it not? And you're bringing up something over 150 years ago. Like, I just don't understand it. And people still live in that time frame of what they read and not actually what they know, because they wasn't there. Obviously, no one is still living who actually lived that experience. And you do have some people who are older who've actually been alive through that time. But do you see them wasting their time? A lot of the times, are they wasting their time hating people because of different races? I mean, we're free. Did Martin Luther King Jr. did not die for everyone to have equal rights? Did we forget about that, or did I miss something in that speech when he had a dream? He didn't say anything in his dream requiring black people to hate every nationality. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. Our ancestors fought for us to have equal rights, and yet people getting it mixed up and twisted, thinking that back in those times, African American people were fighting for us to hate the white people because of what they did. Martin Luther King Jr. did say in his speech for equal rights, did he not? And if he did, if he didn't, please tell me in the comment box, or message me something stating that that's what he wanted us to do. He wanted us to hate white people, Asian people, Indian people. Like, I just hate it. Like, I don't like the fact that so many promo black people are setting examples to the younger generation to not like other races, and then they sit there and say they're not requiring racism. When you sit here and judge someone based on their hairstyle, based on their color of their skin, you're racist. And I just hate when black people just sit there and say, the ones that are, downing other races for different situations as far as locking their hair or what they wear, I hate when they sit there and say, I'm not racist. I've had people tell me that they're not racist, and I have to sit there and have a debate with them and say, like, you are being racist, and you're talking about racist white people when you're on the same level as them, because you're saying it, but because you're black, you're not racist. Like, that, I don't know. People have different feelings about it. People have different expressions about it, but this is just my personal opinion, and I say this clearly. I think people should wear their hair any way they choose to wear it. I mean, that's like someone coming up to me and telling me that you shouldn't wear your hair that way. I don't like it. Or you shouldn't wear certain clothes or outfit because I don't like it. I'm at the point in my life where I'm old enough to not care what people think about me. I mean, I've passed that stage long ago of people's opinion about me, because I'm going to do what makes me happy. Because at the end of the day, these people aren't living my life. These people aren't paying my bills. So these people's opinions and how they feel about me is just irrelevant to me. I am just so sick of people thinking that we should please them. Like, this girl Benita simply wanted the guy Corey to change his hair because of what she does not like. And him trying to sit there and explain, for her to couldn't even explain to him why he couldn't wear his hair the way that he could wear it. She was just, doing it because she was being a bully. She was being an aggressor. She was just being complain out mean and ignorant. And, got upset because I guess she wasn't expecting for nobody to record it, for it not to go viral. And the fact that this young man tried to walk away from her and she's simply pulling on him is just kind of ridiculous. I mean, and I'm starting to see more and more upset black people. Like, yesterday, me and my boyfriend was walking across the street from a car dealership looking at some cars, and this black guy seen the both of us and tried to hit us. Like, I've had that happen a lot with different people, and just being ridiculous and just thinking ridiculously. Like, we live in 2016. Interracial relationships are all over the place. There are plenty of white people wearing dreads and locks. So get over it. Like, your negative opinion is not going to stop the world and the universe from doing whatever the hell they want to do. I mean, you have people who do think what people think, and then you have other people who don't think what others think of them. They're going to live life regardless. I think when people wear locks, no matter what your color is, I think it's beautiful. I really do, especially coming from a woman who has locks. I think it's amazing of the fact that other cultures are wearing locks. I really feel like I have different communities on social media that I join, different groups that I join, as far as dreadlocks being involved, and I feel like we're a part of a community. No matter what color you are, that has nothing to do with it. And the fact that she stopped him to harass him, to judge him, to bully him, to insult him just because he was wearing locks is just completely ridiculous. Everyone should wear whatever they want to wear, and if you want to wear locks, wear it. If you want to wear straight hair, wear it. You want to wear a fro, wear it. You know what I mean? And it's a lot more to that they're making it seem like. I really think the girl Benita had a lot towards him besides his hair. I think she just had it because she's obviously racist. And people can sit here and say that she's not racist, but how she came off to him because he was a white guy wearing dreadlocks is racism. So you can argue with me all you want and say that that's not the case, but it is. She's racist, and I don't agree with it at all. I completely disagree of her opinion, and the fact that she couldn't even educate. She needs to have educated herself a little more before approaching him and approaching the dreadlock community, especially the fact of her not, she didn't even have locks in her hair. So it's kind of like, how are you going to defend all of us if you're not even wearing the hairstyle yourself? And something that small can turn into something so big just for what? So yeah, I mean, that's my opinion about the situation, guys. I really hope I didn't upset anyone, but I am going to speak, excuse me guys, I don't know what's going on with me. I am going to speak my opinion. I feel like everyone is entitled to that. So that's my opinion. That's what I think about it. And that's how I want to always think. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end this vlog. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And I'll see you guys in my next upcoming video very soon. Much peace and love to you all. Bye, guys.